Hello, everybody. We are back for another episode of Dragon Ball Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Zamasu arc, or the Future Trunks saga. So, does anyone ever watch the anime or know what's going on with the Future Trunks saga?
Yeah, I'm caught up with everything, so we good.
Okay, that's good. Brennan, you're already caught up.
Well, I watched the anime first, and then it was about a few months ago. I read the manga.
Yes.
And the manga, I don't know if either one of you guys read the manga.
The
manga was very interesting.
Well, bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they had a very limited selection at the library.
Yes.
So.
Right. But I read it on my phone, and again, Paul, you said you read bits and pieces, but
I've only saw the part where Goku used the Hakai on Zamasu and it failed. That's the only.
Now, Paul.
The bits. If you're asking the bits and pieces that I know, then I got the general gist of the plot and everything, but I believe I stopped around when Xeno erased the universe.
Okay, so we're just okay. But for me, I've read from the beginning to the end, and I have to say it entirely with. I don't even know what to say, to be honest, because the Goku Black saga in general, or the Zamasu arc. Well, let's start off with the fact that for the first time we see Vegeta use God Ki, full-blown God Ki. Unlike within the anime, we see him use it against Broly, if I'm correct.
That is true.
And then there was that moment that was absolutely disrespectful, where Goku started warping around and he backhanded Zamasu.
Oh yeah, he did do
Both
that.
in the anime and the manga, right?
Seriously, that was so freaking savage.
Yeah,
That was
right.
That had to be my favorite part of the Zamasu arc.
Or another one that I would like to also. What was something Goku Black couldn't do in the anime, but he could do in the manga?
I never read the manga, so I wouldn't know.
Super Saiyan.
Oh, that
he
is
had the
true.
ability.
More specifically, Super Saiyan Rose.
I'm
Yes.
talking basic Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Search
true.
from that in the manga.
He
Yeah.
starts at Super Saiyan, then he slowly works his way up.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, Vegeta states, "Oh, that's cute. You're only at Super Saiyan, but my Super Saiyan his Super Saiyan God was just enough to handle him." But when Goku Black went to Rose, that's when
all bets are straight off right
exactly.
there.
Now let's go for like this. How was the beginning in the manga compared to the anime? At the beginning, we saw Trunks running to Bulma's, and then Bulma getting killed by Black, and then afterwards he went into a time machine to go
went straight to the past.
Yes.
Let's also keep in mind that Goku and Black never fought originally in the anime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean in the manga.
Really?
They never fought. Goku Black never went back to the past in the manga. Well, in the anime, he followed Trunks to the past.
Yeah.
And then that's where they had their little sparring match.
Another good moment from both ends was when he made that scythe.
Oh
yes.
Definitely.
Not only is it freaking badass, it freaking god damn, it's powerful.
Yes.
This is
it makes me feel like he's literally death incarnate, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, a literal demon god.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta also remember when Zamasu used Dragon Balls, he switched minds with Goku and Zamasu.
No, he put his mind in the body of Goku. The body of a dead Goku.
Okay.
So
wait,
basically,
was that in the manga or the anime?
It's in both.
Oh.
The point is, there, buddy, is that it doesn't matter what kind of Goku they used. The point is, swap bodies with Goku, plain and simple.
His whole goal was all because he lost to a simple sparring match to Goku. Oh, just because you're immortal, you think you're better than me? He went to his future timeline or his future counterpart and told him, you're gonna switch bodies with this mortal. I don't care what it takes, and he swapped bodies.
Mm.
The thing is, Goku was also very considerate about all this smart.
Yeah.
Said, "Hey, good job. You offered him a hand up."
Yeah.
And
No.
and
And he was
Zamasu just slapped it away.
right.
Now,
So in the end, he always had that inferiority complex.
Yeah.
So if it weren't for that inferiority complex amongst big hatred for mortals,
right.
Zamasu might have wound up an ally.
Yeah, even though he had that hatred for mortals,
mm.
if he had that, just a little bit of compassionate,
Yeah.
he could have ended up an ally, but just like you said.
And probably the most probably one of the strongest allies due to his immortality.
Exactly. And now let's not forget about what Beerus did to Zamos.
Remember, he kind of after he tried to kill Gosu.
But
Well,
it wasn't
gotta-
the Zamos. It wasn't the correct Zamos though.
Yeah,
you
true.
also gotta bear in mind there's something else not really factored in here. Goku, remember, he used Hakai on him, but the difference between Beerus' Hakai and Goku's is Beerus' Hakai is far more powerful.
It was the perfected
It
version.
was perfected. Well, Goku's isn't all perfected.
It was just a
He's
mimic.
he's not used to using that.
Exactly, because like it said in the manga, he'd only seen it once, so he was just able to mimic it that one time.
Mm.
Now, if we see it later on in the manga, which I would love to see, maybe Goku could I'm not going to say perfected, but maybe put a little bit more practice into it. That would be cool.
Well,
But the way he used it against a fused Zamos, and he was able to disintegrate Zamos just for that short period of time, and I don't know if you know, but Paul, I'm sure you know about what happened after that disintegration period.
Yes. The thing that we also need to factor in here, now this is a bit forward ahead of this, but it's something worth mentioning.
Right.
Remember what Beerus told Vegeta when he was training him Ultra Ego. He mentioned that unless you fully intend on destroying your opponent, it will be weak. Your Hakai will not have enough.
Right.
And that is basically why that's one of the biggest reasons why Goku could not destroy Zamasu.
Because Goku did not have the intent.
Because Goku's always been pure. He never wants to kill anyone.
He always just wants to.
He feels like his hands force most of the time. And more times than not, that is the case.
Exactly. Unless he's absolutely forced to kill, he just will not go for it.
That is true.
Just like with the case with Kid Buu.
Not to mention, remember, Goku does this for the learning experience.
Exactly.
He doesn't do it for any other reason other than he loves to freaking fight. That is the only reason he keeps letting his opponents live, because he wants them to get stronger. He wants to fight him again.
Just with Vegeta.
Exactly.
He let him off, and then they fought again.
He even openly admitted to Krillin. He knows full well this is a bad move, but regardless, he still wants to give him one more chance.
So they can fight one more time in the future, even if Vegeta still ends up being a bad guy.
Exactly. So there are a lot of moments that we can kind of bring into this arc that can explain why specific scenarios didn't work at that point in time.
We could even see the same thing with when Goku fought Frieza.
Yeah.
The exact same thing.
Yep.
Now, let's get back to the task at hand.
Yes.
What happened when Goku went for the Hakai and it didn't work? Zamos just started splitting into halves. He started multiplying.
So he used after image, basically.
No. These were literal copies.
They were physical,
They
not
not after image.
So basically like Shao Kahn juice, if you will.
Yes, but they were literal. You couldn't hit them once and they would just dissipate.
If it were possible, they're capable of bleeding, basically.
Okay.
They were literal copies. They were as strong as Zamos himself.
Think of it kind of like a literal clone of you.
They were just as
bleed, so the clone would have the same scenario here.
Exactly. Okay. They were just as strong as him. And this is a fused Zamasu.
Now, what happens in the manga when Goku Black tells Goku that he killed Chi-Chi and Goten at that time. Did he like go Super Saiyan Blue and use?
He was already in Super Saiyan Blue.
Yes,
but as we already know,
this was the moment when he did that move, where the disrespect, where he backhanded Zamasu. That is actually the moment. Just no more than a few seconds after, that's when it happened.
Okay.
When he started rushing both of them.
Yeah.
Because the minute you piss a Saiyan off like that, they're gonna go berserk.
Oh, I know.
When Vegeta slapped Bulma, what happened?
Vegeta got so pissed he went Super Saiyan Rage.
He went
his Super Saiyan 2 became so damn powerful.
He was stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
He was actually able to land a few hits on Beerus.
Exactly. And he was noted to be stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yeah. And so it's actually admitted that Roshi actually comments on this and says the exact same thing.
Yes. And if this is coming from Roshi, you know it's the truth.
Yeah. Because Turtle Hermit has never really lied about it. No,
exactly.
Not once, so
now, as you already know, when Goku and Vegeta and all them went out to hiding because Trunks was badly injured, does it say in the manga that Goku never kissed Chi-Chi or whatever?
That's not really part of it or anything, but we all know Goku knows how to bagpipe.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering because I just thought it would be different in the manga.
Yeah, but one thing I would have loved to see, other than Blue, when Zamasu mentions killing Chi-Chi, I would have loved for it to push him to either Super Saiyan Blue 2 or Super Saiyan Blue 3. I would think that would look so damn cool.
Well,
but in hindsight, that would also be too much of a risk to pull.
Well, also you have to keep in mind, in the Goku Black arc, there is Super Saiyan Blue, but there's actually a Super Saiyan Blue perfected.
That is true.
Yeah, and they did do that.
I think
they execute that.
I'm just thinking,
and it's a manga exclusive.
And I'm actually thinking, I still would have liked to see something like that happen.
Oh, especially in the anime, that would have been
like a Super Saiyan Blue 2, or heck, if they wind up making GT again, in which that's probably their intention, make a Super Saiyan Blue 4.
Well, if they were to make GG canon, they would have to remake it.
Well, it's actually already canon. It just depends on your timeline.
I mean, since JT's kind of separated from the main Dragon Ball timeline, just has its own timeline. That's kind of the reason why. That's kind of why it's all confusing.
It just really depends. Like, you've got your Dragon Ball Z, and it depends on where you want to put it. Do you want to put Super behind the end of Z, or do you want to put it before the end of Z? Because you've got your 10-year time skip and all that.
Well, you got to also remember that. In the superhero saga, Trunks and Goten were already at the age where Oob was already
at least 5 or 6 years old.
Yes.
So you would put that at least right before the end of Z.
Yes, definitely.
The 10-year time skip.
Then the 10-year time skip happens. That's when Super will probably end or whatever, or the end of Z, basically.
Well, at the end of the 10-year time skip, right before Goku leaves and all that.
Yes.
Right there, that's where GT would start.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make the most sense to place it in that period of time.
Yes.
Because if you really think about it, it would actually match the story up just right.
And I mean, also, if you remember, Majin Buu, and then what did it say? Like 3 or 4 years later, after the defeat of Majin Buu, that's when Beerus was awoken.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you put that together, that would make perfect sense.
It would. Then after Super would probably be the end of Z.
Exactly.
Which would basically probably get remade in Super. Then we'll probably get like GT, and that will get remastered, and we'll probably see or remade, and probably see Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and so on, and then Super Saiyan 4.
Well, there was also a theory that in GT, supposedly Goku and Vegeta forgot how to use their God Ki.
Oh, that is true.
There was a theory that they both forgot how to use their God Ki. So they ended up just using their primal roots and using Super Saiyan 4.
That may be true. If you think about it. Hold on a second.
I'm thinking, for that to actually make sense, they actually have to slack off during the 10-year time period.
Right. We all know how they don't. Yes.
I mean, so long as Beerus and Whis aren't holding their freaking hand, they'll basically be lazy.
Right.
True.
But we'd also have to realize that maybe they weren't there the entire time. Maybe they just said, you know what, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe we send up Beers, literally told them that you guys are on your own. Since you already learned the God key and all that type of stuff, you're on your own. That's probably what it is.
I mean, since we don't really get Ultra Ego Origins till the super area, my guess is that they straight up told them that there's nothing more they can teach you, which was a lie. They wanted to see how far they can take the Super Saiyan Blue
On their own.
on their own before teaching them anything else.
Now, let's theorize this. What if Gogeta fused Super Saiyan 4 with Super Saiyan God?
Well, a lot of people theorize.
I frankly believe that'd be too much.
Well, actually, a lot of people have theorized that's why his hair is orange.
Well, red/orange. Basically.
Well, whatever, but that's why a lot of people
of
theorize
that that's God. That's God key there.
Yeah.
A lot of people have theorized his hair is orange due to the slight that he's reaching the limit of God key. He hasn't reached it, but he's damn near right there.
Yeah.
Now let's get back to the task at hand, and we were just at the point where Zamos had just started to split. And how many clones did Zamos? He reached about 1,000. He split into 1,000 copies of himself, and it was Goku, Vegeta, Trunks versus the 1,000 copies of Zamos.
And I don't know what happened in the manga, but in the anime that was different. That never happened.
Exactly.
That's kind of why the manga is different than the anime, because 9 times out of 10, the reasoning behind why most anime are different is because the manga has more information and more detail than does the anime.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because if they added all this detail, the anime would be too long.
Well, now let's also get to the fact that, like, Trunks was getting ready to go in for the killing blow against the real Zamos.
Yeah.
And he went for the sword, and he almost split Zamos in half at the cellular level.
Yeah.
Zamos, Goku Black and Zamos, they fused to the cellular level. Now, just that's.
So is this before Vegito came about, or?
Oh shit! I forgot they even came into the. I forgot they came into the fight. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, you're kind of skipping ahead to like after they're already in.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot. Well, Vegito, yeah, he did come into the. I forgot he came into the fray.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
And then there was the second most disrespectful part in the arc, where Zamasu was just going on his "I am immortal."
And then basically
you are nothing, and then he just punched them mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. Remember the part where Zamasu was about to use his spirit sword or whatever, and his Keyblade, and then basically Vegito actually disrespected by stabbing him in the
You're not the
chest.
only one who can do that.
That was pretty disrespectful.
You know, I would have loved to see like the freaking scythe class with the flashing sword.
And then
that would have been unique.
Yeah.
And then Vegito was like, "Is this hurting you? Are you supposed to be?
You aren't you supposed to be immortal?"
He's like, "Of course I am."
And then Zamasu openly admits that he's no longer mortal. He doesn't give a shit. To him, it doesn't really matter because he's still going to kill them.
That's true.
Basically, what he's getting at.
And then Vegeta was all like, "I'm not so sure. You aren't even immortal anymore. You may have Zamasu in you, but there's one thing that you really can't deny that you have: Goku's immortal body." So
that's the one thing.
Goku's mortal body.
Yes.
Mortal body.
Yes.
And then that's where the fusion started to go awry.
Yep.
And that's when corrupt Zamos happened.
I gotta say, it looks scary.
And that's when Trunks came in and tried to fight him. After that,
so
when he basically used that spirit sword type thing.
So now we are actually caught up to where you were talking about. So.
Right. Okay. Now in the manga, one of the clones, or this was the original Zamos, takes Mai as a hostage. Which pisses Trunks off.
And
I've never seen that.
This was in the manga.
Now, I'm guessing this is what brought about Rage Trunks.
Rage Trunks never happened in the manga.
Oh, really? Now?
So let me guess. It was Super Saiyan God Trunks, Super Saiyan Blue
He
Trunks.
was only in Super Saiyan 2.
He was still. He was still in Super Saiyan. Still in Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he was. Rage never happened in the manga.
Well, it would honestly make a lot of sense if that took hostage, but
Yeah, true.
I think they're still trying to make things something unique towards another version of the story, probably.
Right.
Which I like that. I like that.
Yeah, true.
Like when Goku fought Hit, he didn't stay in Blue the entire fight. He switched between God and Blue,
That's true.
so he fought in God,
Yep.
but he only switched to Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan when he needed that quick burst of power.
Yep.
He only did that when he needed those quick bursts of power.
Now, what about in the anime? Remember that in the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, he was using Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue.
Yes, but in the manga, he never used Kaioken. Never even thought about Kaioken.
Yeah, because the only reason why they did that is because it was only an anime exclusive thing.
Oh yes.
Well, not to mention, because he was already kind of swapping from God to Blue to God to Blue to God to Blue. It has the same exact effect. It's still
Yes.
the differences here is not damaging his body.
Exactly.
It's damaging his stamina.
Oh, of course. Oh, yes,
definitely.
and heavily at that point.
Yeah.
Now back to the topic at hand. So after Trunks gets mad after Mike gets taken hostage, what happens also after the manga? Does he kill Zamasu when then Zamasu just comes back in the sky or something?
Well, you're
I mean-
sort of right, but you're also not.
All right.
They have to get Zeno involved.
That is true.
They have to get Zeno involved.
Yes, but how does he get to go? How did he go from taking her hostage to being sold in the sky though?
Oh, the whole thing in the sky. That I forgot that never happened.
So that was
1,000
that also in the anime only?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably what it was. So basically, that's what the Southland Zamasu copies were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
But
sense.
that's how it ended, though.
Yeah.
And basically,
They had to get
Is the erasure of Trunks' own timeline?
Yeah.
They had to you have to take him with them, put him in another timeline,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
which in itself should actually be breaking a lot. of
And
things.
he was Trunks was talking to Whis about what the hell am I gonna do? Beerus and Whis were just like, well, you're gonna have to go look for a brand new timeline because, well, we could get that one for you. I wish we could, but since you broke all those laws, and they were really harsh about this.
I know.
I mean, they were like harsh.
I know.
We could do it, but with all the laws you broke and all, and we don't know if you're going to continue to do it or not, you're on your own.
Because they openly said they have told them this multiple times, yet they failed.
Yeah.
Yet they just decided to ignore them.
Yeah.
Especially when they said that time traveling is extreme taboo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, remember Beerus even blew up the time machine they just built.
Exactly.
They literally just finished it. No
Yes.
more than 3 seconds later, boom.
Exactly. Yes.
And he straight up got angry and said, "What did I just say about time travel?"
Yes. Yes. I mean, they were harsh, but Whis.
But
we all know
you
how
also
Whis-
have to admit
yeah.
they both have a point.
Yes. They were both very harsh to Trunks, but knowing how Whis is, he was being sort of sentimental, like, hey, look, we can't help you. I wish we could, but with everything you've done, we just can't help you out. So
And
you're on
then-
your own, kid.
And then when Beers went to go to, he was all like, "Next time, choose your Kais wisely."
Essentially, yeah.
Not to mention the fact that going back to Beast being sentimental and all that, if you really think about it, nothing really changed anything in the timeline.
Yeah.
The freaking the city's still destroyed. Billions of people are still dead, and the Dragon Balls
No longer
no longer
exist.
exist in that
All of the
timeline.
Zeo warriors are, I assume, still dead.
So even if Zeno was specific and only destroying Zamasu and Zamasu alone, that wouldn't change a damn thing.
Exactly. I agree.
So they would still have to drag him to another timeline and just plop him off there. So
But he had destroyed the whole timeline because of how corrupt it was. That's how PO'd Zeno was.
And again, and remembers, Zamasu was fused with the actual planet.
True.
So, even so, Zeno is more than capable of being specific on what he destroys.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
He held from what remember what I told you before, Brennan, that he can rebuild just as much as he destroys.
He is literally God.
True.
He is the God of the Dragon Ball universe. So he's able to create
Yeah.
and destroy and rebuild if he wants to.
And that leads me to the theory I explained to Brennan, where the reason why Zeno destroyed the timeline and not just Zamasu is, remember, Zeno knows all. So I think Zeno's thinking of this as a punishment for continuing to tamper with time.
I agree. Yeah.
So, I mean, they don't really actually say it, but I think that's a pretty solid.
Yeah. It's a good standpoint.
Now,
Yeah.
in the anime, Zeno goes to present time or present timeline. Zeno and lives with him. Is that still present in the manga?
I'm not sure if it's present in the manga, but I assume it still stands.
I mean, yeah, this is like elsewhere in the timeline, but yeah, it's still. I mean, if it took place during the Tournament of Power, which is in hindsight closer to the beginning of Super,
Yes.
then it leads me to believe that there really is nothing stopping them from actually staying together.
Oh yeah,
True.
I mean, hell, they have their playmates now, so I mean,
True.
Not to mention the difference between
future Zeno and present Zeno.
not really. What I'm saying is the difference between that and Trunks' handling of timeline is Zeno's like, I'm allowed to do this. I am God. You
Right.
aren't. You are messing with stuff. You are messing with stuff beyond comprehension.
Right.
I'm supposed to be in control of things. You need to stop playing God because that's my job. Take it away from me and I'll erase you.
And that's essentially what Zamos was trying to do, but he just took it to a degree too far, and he ended up tampering with everything.
And
True.
Zeno's a bit more merciful than Zamasu. Zeno will at least warn you, give you a warning at first before he decides to do something about it.
True.
He'll say, "This is my job. I'm giving you one warning only. Stop messing with the timeline."
Right.
He does do that.
Zamos, on the other hand, he was
Like fuck warnings.
oh yes, he will just outright kill you.
That's true.
He will
Anyway,
just torture you,
I mean,
or make you his bitch, rather.
it wouldn't even matter what you did. Even if you got down on your knees and begged, it wouldn't matter.
Oh no.
While you're on the ground, he probably just pierced right through your neck.
True. Now, like, is that all of the arc, or is there any more to the arc? There's a lot.
I mean, we could discuss how Goku and Trunks' training, let alone Vegeta and Trunks' training.
Oh, that is.
That
Wait,
was interesting.
I almost forgot. I almost forgot about one thing. Vegeta and Trunks were training too in that arc.
I mean, I believe, in my own opinion, I mean, it's up to you guys, your guys' decision, but I kind of believe we should separate these episodes by arc to kind of maximize the amount of viewership. If we just keep going and going, no one's going to want to watch an hour-long video, or more, possibly even more than that.
Right.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
And almost to a half hour, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know for a fact there's plenty of people who watch a 30-minute video.
Yeah.
So, not to mention, it's not like there was a lot to kind of go over in Trunks' arc.
Yeah.
So
True.
thankfully, that's kind of why I figure we separate these by arc,
Yeah,
just so you know.
and I mean, hell, if you haven't watched it, yet, we just did a summarization on the granola arc yesterday. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so.
Yes, and it'll be really greatly appreciated as well.
So what arcs did we not yet discuss yet?
We discussed the moral arc. We discussed the Boo saga. We discussed the
Frieza saga.
Frieza saga, Cell saga,
I know. I'm saying where are we missing?
Oh, I don't know.
the original Dragon Ball. We already discussed most of the arc. No,
Okay.
did we discuss the God of Destruction arc?
No.
We didn't discuss that yet. We can do that next week.
I think if you're going based on what you just listed off, that means there are only two things we have yet to mention, and that is the Beerus arc and the original Dragon Ball timeline.
And the Golden Dildo saga.
The
Golden Frieza saga.
Yeah, the
Didn't we
Golden
already
Frieza.
do Frieza Resurrected?
No!
Oh.
But I believe that's 3 right there. So that means we technically don't have a whole lot left to say. We can probably if we run out of arcs, right? We could always just talk about what we've been talking about just right now, like various scenarios and shit.
That's true.
Because that still gives people something to watch at the same time.
Oh yeah, like what
Now
else
I
is
can
there?
actually bring my what ifs to your channel.
Oh
So,
yeah.
for those of you who don't know, I make a crap ton of what ifs, but I never posted them to YouTube because I talked to these guys about it, you know. So if that's something you want to see, please let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. It'd be greatly appreciate. I cannot speak.
Yeah, no shit, bro. I mean, Zalbon. Yeah, Zalbon.
I'm like so, but nah, let me stop. This guy can't do his
Good
voice.
idea.
Not gonna lie, Vegeta, this is going to sound
Really
good.
Hunt complete.
Anyway,
I'm way better father than Kakarot.
I'm a way better dad than Kakarot.
I mean, remember the idea we had of Super Boo being, not
Super flamboyant.
Yeah, not even super flamboyant, just straight up gay.
Oh, Vegeta hits me harder.
Yeah.
If you say so. Oh yes.
Again. But yeah, that's what the idea was for like a Team 4-star thing. But since they already kind of got the
Oh god, now I can only imagine inside Vegeta's. What the fuck's up with this guy?
I can even see him being like, I don't want to fight anymore.
Like
it's
Vegeta's cowering in the corner and Goku's just
what's wrong? We get like a look in the mind's a big white space. And just like,
what's wrong? I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, he's just curled up in the corner like this. What's wrong, Cheats?
I don't want to fucking fight anymore.
Do not make me fight him anymore. Do not make me get back.
Don't make me fight him anymore.
Why?
Cause he's scaring me.
And he even looks back with like tears in his eyes. He's that scared. He's that freaking terrified.
Alright, well.
Because he scares me.
Because he's scaring me, Kakarot.
Because he's scaring me, Kakarot.
Okay, easy.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, what's wrong, Vegeta? You can hear me? Oh, I can hear everything, Vegeta. I can even hear your floodgates. Oh, god, no.
And then I can kind of see Vegeta just kind of is silent. We hear the sound of footsteps, right? Just be like, Vegeta, where are you going? Shut up!
Alright, y'all.
buddy?
I'm getting away from here.
Alright, y'all. That should be.
But there's literally nothing here. Just a big white boy.
It's the point, bitch.
Alright, y'all. Well, that's the end of our episode.
And like we said, check out our others. And if you're interested in the what if scenarios, check those out. We'll see you soon.
Alright, peace.
But yeah, and